Curran Jacobs.
JD Saylor.
Carissa McCumber.
Oh, thanks for coming on the show. So I think it was a couple of weeks ago that KSS had their prom.
It was last week.
So
Yeah.
as I kind of they always have their prom like fairly early. So I kind of
They kick off prom season.
yeah. So since prom season has officially began, I just wanted to talk about this. Well, it's not really an issue,
It's
but
phenomenal.
yeah. So, how was your prom? Proms.
Yeah, multiple proms.
Mine personally was quite boring. The decorations were great though. It was Egyptian themed.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I
crazy.
didn't even get a theme.
That's what I like about because you went to Loyola High School. They have a different theme every year, and I know the year after you it was pirates.
That's like American high schools. Like when I went to go, I saw Prom, the Disney movie, and they did it. It was a starry night, you know, the painting, and it was all they had like gold stars everywhere and like beautiful fountains, and it was gorgeous. And mine wasn't exciting. It was in a hotel, and we had a water fountain to take pictures next to, but we were only there for like 2 hours. We ate and then left.
Yeah, that's what my prom was held at. In Old Montreal, it was at a hotel, but it was the actual reception area was in an old alley that was covered, and so you can see like the night sky and everything. And it was like all cobblestone, and we had like this nice water fountain thing that we could take pictures near. And
Well, we had like going to school in the city. They like a lot of the schools do that in different hotels and stuff like that.
so, how was your prom?
Mine was at a country club. It was, we had 2 grads because I went to Stansted, so I did 11 and 12. So I got 2 grads, so I got to take what I learned at grade 11 and do it at grade 12. Like I told Jessica, I bought a big dress for nothing, and it was like a cocktail party, but it was a nice setting. I mean, you had like the water, and you could like go down onto the docks and take pictures, and you learn not to wear heels because like it's a big downward slope of like grass and gravel, and you watch all the girls like trying to get down, and it was pretty awkward. But I mean, the reception itself was nice. I had a good time.
Was there anything that you, I think, maybe disliked or enjoyed about your prom, since you said it was boring?
The food. I don't even know what was on that piece of steak. I don't even want to discuss it.
I know, like, when I was talking to my sister about her prom and mine, we were, like, comparing it and stuff like that, and the food generally wasn't very good. Like, everyone goes get McDonald's afterwards because, I don't know, they give you salad. Like, we had salad and some kind of chicken with vegetables, and it was just...
It's like the plain chicken. It's like your 2 strips of asparagus, and like a carrot, and some gravy.
I don't even remember what we ate. I went to 3 grads. I don't remember what I ate any of them.
I remember I went to the KSS prom in 2007, and I remember that it was a buffet style. I don't remember what we ate, but I just remember liking the buffet thing because I
That's
could
good.
That
You
would've-
pick
get
what you
choices.
wanted.
That would have been better. But no one thinks of that.
Till it's too late. I mean, I think it was prime rib, and like they bring those that they're like covered. So you're like, I know somebody made that like half an hour ago. But
It's been sitting in the warming tray just waiting for you.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of when you're like in grade 10. Well, I think all throughout high school, and like especially once you're in like grade 11 for around here, it's like you're like so excited for prom, and then it disappoints.
I think a lot of it has to do with the hype. Like, we're definitely a generation that watches a lot of movies. So like, oh my God, prom is coming up. You know, you get the big dress, you have your date. It's super exciting. And when I got there, I went without a date. My dress cost $50. I bought a $50 dress. And it was cute. And then I see all these other girls with their, I don't even know how much they spend. And it wasn't what I expected it to be. And I think that happens a lot when it comes to prom.
well, especially in the movies, they walk into the gym, and it's like there's balloons and there's lights and there's a disco ball and punch bowls, and then you walk into your reception and you're like, where is it all?
Yeah.
Was I supposed to do it?
And that's like for my prom, it was really the location, and like it was so beautiful, and then I was like, oh my God. But the actual like events of the night, I was sitting there like bored out of my mind because we had like a lousy DJ, slash MC. It was just like I sat there like the whole time. I didn't want to dance. I'm not the type of person that does that. So
I don't even think we really danced on mine. Like they were playing music for a little bit and there was a couple of people dancing, but everybody was just, they all wanted to leave. So as soon as like we were done eating and it started to quiet down, everyone was just ditching, all going back to our limos.
that's what ours, we weren't allowed to leave right after. We were only allowed to leave after a certain, because with Sacred Heart proms, there's always tradition stuff. Like we have grandmothers who organize the whole thing and their daughters, and they give speeches thanking everyone. It's like, who cares? And then we had a cake, which was like really cute because it was at Sacred Heart, we all wore Doc Martens shoes, and so there was like a Doc cake. It was so cool. And then another like tradition thing is like a father-daughter dance, which you were only allowed to leave afterwards. And I was like, I didn't have a relationship with my father at the time, so I was like sitting there with all like the fatherless people, and I was just kind of like, I hate this.
We had that, and I mean, like, my relationship with my dad's fine, but we're not like the kind of daughter and father that are gonna dance. Yeah. So when like the time came, I was like, we were kind of just like looking around dancing, and
it's so funny because like the dance floor was so small, it couldn't even fit all of the people in my class, plus their dads, plus their moms, like all up in their grill taking their pictures, like trying to get the money shot.
We made ours, but we had a small dance. Like ours was a small grab, but we had a small dance floor. But we made it where it was like a club. Like you said, you guys didn't dance. Oh, we danced. It was like a big, hot, sweaty mess by the end of the night. And then I remember they played "Graduation" by Vitamin C.
Oh my god!
I bursted into tears. I was like, I didn't think I was gonna have the corny grad moment, and then they played that song, and I was like, what?
But that is the that song.
Like I know it's awful now. If I hear it now, I'm gonna hate it. But just at that moment, it was like almost the end of the night, and they played it, and I was like, what?
Everyone's together. You're like, yeah.
We're all holding hands. And we made it.
I think I'd enjoy an 80s prom just for the music.
Really, yeah. And the dress.
Like, yeah.
You wear baby blue tux with the ruffles.
So you mentioned that you only paid $50 for your dress, and you didn't go all out. Do you think it's like a waste of money when people do?
I think that really depends. I mean, for me, I didn't really care enough. I don't normally spend a lot of money on my clothes to begin with, so I was like, whatever, it's a nice dress, it works, fine. But I kind of, when I got there, like at 16, I kind of felt a little bit out of place because some of these girls went all out. I think if you can spend, I don't know, if you're spending like thousands of dollars for one night, for me, that's not something that I would do. I don't see the point in dishing out that much money for one night, even if I'm not really going to be excited about it. I don't know.
And that, for those reasons, there was a lot of schools in the States that were banning proms.
Just because girls were spending so much money?
Well, not just girls, but like guys too.
Yeah, people.
Because I guess like their school was trying to enforce values that like we're in a recession and we shouldn't be I guess we should be spending our money wisely and stuff like that. And then it's just like a competition of like who has like the best after party and like stuff, and who has the best limo, and who's the most expensive dress and like hair, and like, you know, completely like glamorized, and some people can't afford it.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I went to Deb for my first dress, and like it was, you know, the ball gown, and I showed up and everyone else was in cocktail dresses, so I was like, not gonna do this next year. So the next year, I think my mother and I went a week before to Sears, and I bought a dress, and I was fine with it because I was comfortable in it, and I could like eat and not like have to sit like a sausage all night. But I mean, it was worth the, I think, $70 I spent.
You can get away with it.
And I wore it more times than once. I'm not gonna wear a prom gown to like dinner. It's not practical.
That's what mine is, sitting in the closet at my mom's house collecting dust. I couldn't even fit it in one of those like bag things. So it was a massive gown.
But it was the dress for you though when you bought it? Like, do you regret having bought it and only getting to wear it once, and like, yeah, do you?
I really liked it, but I think I regretted it after I saw my sister's prom dress, and hers was like so much more beautiful, and I was like, why couldn't I get something like that?
Well, on that note, we'll be right back after the break.